So I like to ask people, what do you do consistently to strengthen your relationship? Okay? So one of the things that I had discussed the last time was a book written by Gary Chapman called The 5 Love Languages. And Gary Chapman basically, first of all, were you familiar with the book?
Nope. Just when you mentioned it in training.
Okay. Okay. So here's the book. So Gary Chapman's a marriage and family therapist. He's been in the business for 30 years. He's actually a Christian minister, but this isn't a religious, sales pitch or anything like that. Chapman just figured out something that I think is fundamental. And what Chapman figured out is never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be that way. I don't care, as humanity will age and things will change, this is never going away. What he figured out is in any important relationship that we're in, we have a love language that needs spoken. So does our significant other, our parents, our partners, our children, our friends, whatever. Okay? And he called it the emotional love tank. And when we're responsible, if we want this relationship to prosper, to keep that emotional love tank full. Okay? And it's really simple. That's why I like it. I like to tell people, and I'm not here to teach you theory. I'm here to teach you things that I know work because I do it. I practice what I preach. If I think it's a theoretical thing and I don't think it's going to work, I'm not going to tell you about it because I'm not sure if it's going to work. But I will tell you the stuff that I've tried, it works, and I have the evidence to prove it. So Chapman basically said that in any important relationship, we have this love language that needs to be spoken. Okay? We have a love language, and so does the person that we're trying to have this relationship with. And he identified them as 5. Okay? And they're simple. I like to use simple because simple gets done, complicated gets forgotten. That's why I say this will stand the test of time. It's never going away. Number 1 language that he identified that was most important to some people was words of affirmation. They need to hear it. I love you. I care for you. You're special. I always get around. I say Mark Twain was probably a words guy because he wrote the famous quote, I can go 2 months on a good compliment. Okay? That's a words person. They really can go 2 months on a compliment. I'm a words guy. I get that. Okay? It works. Okay? Second language he identified was quality time. And he said some people feel most loved when you spend quality time with them. Okay? That means no interruptions, no internet, no cell phone, no kids, no pets, just one-on-one time. And he says you don't have to do this 24/7, 365. Again, you have to do it often enough to keep the love tank full. Third language he identified was acts of service. And he said some people feel most loved when the person does stuff for them, cooks, cleans, take care of the house, the kids, the pets, or whatever. Okay? And he actually has a really funny story. So if you're not a reader, although Glenn, you said you were, he has it available on Audible video account or whatever, so you could listen to it. And he's actually a funny guy to listen to. He has a good old Southern voice, so he has a Southern accent. And he tells some funny stories. But one of my favorite stories that he tells is about acts of service. So he said, growing up in the South as a good old Southern boy, his mother used to make him vacuum the entire house before he could go out and play with his friends. So he said, I hated to sweep the floors. He goes, I would curse under my breath, swearing to myself that whoever I marry better know how to run a vacuum because I'm done doing this once I get married. So he says, lo and behold, I get married. And lo and behold, my wife's love language is acts of service. And lo and behold, her special dialect is sweeping floors. So she feels most loved when he sweeps the floor. So he goes, I'm back to sweeping floors. He goes, do I like it? No, I hate it. But he goes, I do it because I want to live in a relationship that's, loving, nurturing, and caring. So he does it because that's what fills his partner's tank. So that's why you do the tank filling, okay? It's not because you're looking for the tit for tat and the quid pro quo. I did this for you, now you do this for me. You do this because you love your partner and you want them to feel loved in their relationship. Fourth language he identified was gifts. And he said it didn't have to be anything crazy expensive, but something meaningful to the receiver. Favorite flower, favorite cookie. I always kid around in this when I say expensive jewelry never hurts in this category. And then the fifth language he identified was touch. Okay, so physical contact, hand-holding, hugging.